Let's have another round of applause for these incredible singers and dancers. Fifth grade, would y'all please come out front and take a bow? Come on, great job here. Come on out there. What a great job they did. As y'all leave today, you'll notice you'll be passing by a Carroll Daniel construction fence where we're putting our new classroom building, which will begin very shortly. And I'd like to introduce a longtime friend of Lakeview Academy and of education in general, Philip Wilhite Sr., to have a few words, please.
Thank you, Dr. Kennedy, and good morning. Wasn't that performance we heard today great? Give him another hand. I thought that's phenomenal. Y'all noticed I'm dressed like the upper school chorale. If I'd had a bow tie on, I could have joined in until y'all heard my voice, and I'd had to step back immediately. As John said, I'm Philip Wilhite, and I have been a long-time supporter, Mayor Hart and I have, of Lakeview Academy. We have 2 children that are alumni of Lakeview, and we've got grandchildren that are attending here now. When I was thinking back this morning of what I might say to y'all today, I reflected back and I realized that I've been writing checks to Lakeview for over 40 years. And let me tell you, I've been happy to write those checks. I think Mayor Hart would agree with me. I'm not quite as old as Jim yet, but I'm getting there. So Jim, if you miss a meeting, I'm gonna go to number 1, so you better keep coming. But after our children graduated, we had 17 straight years of having children here. They graduated, and Mayor Hart and I stayed involved in the campaigning and the fundraising and the writing of checks to Lakeview. And when I'd go see people, they'd say, why do you do that? Your children are in college now. Why are you still supporting Lakeview? And to me, the answer was simple. It was a thank you to Lakeview for what they had done. Our children graduated from Lakeview, and they went from the 1st grade through 12th grade. They were so well prepared. They participated in everything imaginable at Lakeview because, as I used to tell them, Lakeview's too small to hide. You know, you've got to be involved if you're here, and I thought that was great. Sports, you name it, they were involved. In fact, I think Hart, her senior year, kind of ran the school. So good thing you weren't here then, John. She was in charge. But then when they went to college, and they both got accepted at a number of colleges, but they got accepted at their college of choice, and when they got there, they were prepared. Both of them did very, very well in college, and that impressed me. I've had the opportunity over the last 6 years to serve on the Board of Regents for the University System of Georgia. And so I get to see firsthand and talk firsthand to people like Dr. Bud Peterson of Georgia Tech, President of Georgia Tech, and Jerry Moorhead of University of Georgia. And they specifically mentioned to me Lakeview Academy and what the students that come from here have accomplished when they get to the university level. I was so proud this year, and I've said this several times, we had 7 out of, I think, 51 graduates last year, maybe 52, 7 be accepted at Georgia Tech. And might add 6 of them were young ladies. And they're all going to do fine down there. I think 14 or 15 were accepted at the University of Georgia. Those are 2 very tough schools to get in. The academics are rigorous, to say the least. So that's why I support Lakeview. They had over $5 million last year in non-Hope scholarship monies. $5 million. And they have 100% college acceptance. Now, if you have a child that's in pre-K or kindergarten now, blink an eye and they're going to be in college. So y'all need to really pay close attention to Lakeview's record in academics. There's no school that will match up with Lakeview, I can assure you. And I was also reminded, this is a story that I know some of y'all have heard me tell, but it was very meaningful to me about giving. And this was a grandparent I went to see probably 25 years ago, and a lot of y'all knew him. It was the late Wilbur Ramsey, who was a great friend and mentor of mine. And I wanted to see Wilbur with the express purpose of asking him for money for Lakeview Academy. He had, I think, 2 grandchildren here at the time. And it was a 6-figure gift I asked him for. And after about 20 minutes, and Wilbur, if y'all knew him, he was a man of action, he swiveled around in his desk and picked up his checkbook and wrote me a check for Lakeview for the 6-digit number I asked for. And when he gave it to me, he said, and listen to this, because it really meant a lot to me. He said, I hope Lakeview enjoys getting this money as much as I enjoy giving it to them. Now that's the spirit of giving that I want to encourage today from all of y'all. Now, I think most of the grandparents are aware of our annual fund. I think a lot of y'all have participated in that. But this year, we're also asking for support for the Lakeview Forward Fund. And you just heard Dr. Kennedy mention that just a moment ago. And if you're not aware of it, there's be no excuse when you leave here not to be aware of it. We've got placards up there in the Walters Athletic complex that you're sitting in now, and also outside of the Student Center, you'll see the big blue banner of Carol Daniels Construction Company where this is going to go, and they're going to be handing out gift bags to you. They'll have all the information and pledge cards, I hope, in there. So you have no excuse of not knowing about this project when you leave here today. But what it is, it's going to be a 2-story academic building to host the middle school classrooms, learning support, and technology. And those are things that are greatly needed. We need to expand somewhat on the classrooms. Brent Drury, while I was sitting by him during the performance, said they actually had to turn down qualified students this year, I think for the 3rd grade. Qualified students. We don't need to be doing that. We need more and more qualified students. Now, bigger's not better, but we're not to the point yet where we're too big. And there's a lot to be said for scale, so we need that. Let me also mention to you that the school right now on this campaign has raised $2.3 million. That's pretty significant. But we need to raise another $1 million plus in financial support to make this happen. Now, this can be paid over a 3-year period. And they're naming opportunities. If you'd like to put a friend's name or your child's name, whatever name you want to put on it, you can put my name on it, that'd be fine, for $30,000. But think about the 3-year pledge. Don't think 1 year, think what you can do over a 3-year period to help Lakeview Academy to help your children. Another significant thing I want to report to you is the faculty and staff of Lakeview. Those great teachers you saw coming up here herding these cats behind me, they have given 100% participation from the faculty and staff, and that deserves a hand. They've raised over $41,000 right there. So I think my goal, talking to y'all today, is I think the grandparents ought to match what the faculty and staff have done and be 100%. Now, there are different levels of giving. You know, some people can afford more than others. Just give what you think is the appropriate amount, but let's participate. Let's get in line and build that number up. We're going to break ground next week, October the 20th, which I think is a week from yesterday. It's next Thursday, 8:30 right here. Those of you that can come. I think it's going to be a great event to break ground on this new addition. The building is scheduled to open in August of 2017, and it's going to be a phenomenal addition to what we already have here. You're going to be getting more information over the next couple of weeks in the mail, so you're going to get it today, you're going to get it in the mail, so please don't ignore it. Look at it, talk to your spouse, come up with a plan of what you can do for us. And if you have any questions, see Deanna Brown or Dr. Kennedy or me or anybody that's been involved. Big Jim Walters sitting right here. He'll take your check, I can promise you. And in closing, let me tell you, the Wilhite family, we have made our pledge. We're paying on our pledge now. We're supporting this, as I hope each one of you will, and I invite you to join us in supporting Lakeview Academy. Thank y'all for being here today. I know you're proud of your grandchildren.
Thank you again, Mr. Wilhite. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Drury, talk about dismissal, because I know you want to leave these children here with us all weekend, but we got to make sure they get taken home. So thank you, Brent Drury.
All right, well, thanks again for being here. I must confess, for the lower school, this is probably our favorite day, so it's great to see all of you here. Congratulations to Ms. Sutherland, Ms. Plummer, Ms. Skinner, and to all of our participants from upper school, middle school, high school, and teachers, thank you. So I think our younger guys are already gone, so who do we have? First grade. First grade.